I'm going live in a couple places here, and I forgot to click on one of them, so I apologize. So I'm Natasha Venter, and I am an intuitive medium personal life coach. I enjoy so much being the psychic person and the one who can bring forth love, light, and bring forth the better look on how to navigate through life. I am so grateful that no matter where I'm at, what I'm going through, that I am human too, going through certain things. And I use those as moments to help teach, show, and be prepared to help others because life is about self reflection. And today, in this last couple of months, because of Mercury in retrograde and everything, I've gotten this very much understanding, and I'm learning to negotiate this in my own way because every experience we go through to learn. And mine right now is a big Yahoo on communication. And, you know, and I was going to talk about emotions and going through stress. And a lot of times, stress. Thank you, Veronica. I love you too, sweetie, and thank you on Instagram. So I am live here on Facebook, YouTube, and also on Instagram. And if you're watching me on Twitter, I do not get communication on Twitter. So if you can go to my YouTube channel, which is Natasha Venter Angelic Clarifications, and you just have to go into YouTube and type in Natasha Venter, and I will pop up. You'll see my face and click on the one that's about life. I am here to support you because that's why the universe puts me certain things. Well, I have my personal journey too. But a lot of our stress, today I wanted to talk about stress a little bit because we're all moments of stress. And sometimes it is about how we communicate with one another. Sometimes it's about how do we communicate with ourselves. Many a times it's the expectations that we put on each other and on ourselves that add stress. And many a times, like for me, I work in a local school, and you know, a lot of times those kids are having stressful days, and then the teachers, oh my gosh, all I can do sometimes is go up behind them and hug them. And sometimes I can't hug them in front, like a normal hug, because of the fact that they're dealing with the classroom, right? And so for me, I go up and I support their back. And when we're going through stressful moments, isn't it nice when we have someone who cares? And I want you to know though that sometimes when we're going through stressful moments, those that a lot of times when we are with loved ones, we're the ones that get chewed on because we're the safe place to fall to, right? So with that going through these stressful moments and negotiating how can I get through this myself? And then you got other people that are going through their stressful moments, da, 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 that it's an interesting balance to just, you know, the better we can do is breathe. All we can really do is breathe. Because the fact that when we can take a moment and breathe, it does help us to react differently to the world around us, right? And no matter where we're at and where we're going, uh, that there's going to be these things that hit us. And energies around us are very much a part of the game. And sometimes we get picked up on other people's energy, which stresses us out too. Okay, so this conversation today is going to be about this. So, about halfway through this show, I love to do card readings. And I have a new deck. A dragon deck. Now it's still being made mine, but it said that it could do some work for somebody else. So I have these new dragon deck that I'm going to be bringing out later today. So if you're interested in hanging around for a card reading and you want to put in the Instagram, please, let me know if and somewhere during the show that you want to do a card reading. And I have different cards that I'm going to pull out because of the fact that I have several decks of cards that I like to, and they're oracle cards. So what I do is you put out the intention, and then we, come back and it tells us what the universe wants you to know, right? So, going through these stressful moments, I'm so aware of, like for me, I had an evaluation today. Love my who I work with. I get good evaluations. Yet this year was not my best year because of migraines and navigating through some other moments that I wasn't my better. And that reflected on how I applied in my daily job. And I know that I'm doing my better in life. My integrity is always there. I had kids that I worked with, and, I was there and available. But sometimes my intuitive world doesn't always work with my human world, right? So that adds stress to me because, like I tell the universe all the time, okay, you want me to be here in the universal time, you want me to be helpful to those around me, but you still need to have me be available in the human timing, get to where I need to get to in the timing that I am. And that added some stress into me, right? So, knowing the better and doing the better, sometimes we need to communication with self and communication with others. And that alone can help with a lot of the stress that we go through. Now, let's talk about communication for a few minutes because everybody communicates differently, right? I was just having a wonderful conversation with someone, and like we were saying, that there's different styles of communication. The short version of communication, like be there at 10 o'clock. Okay, that's a short conversation. Another conversation would be there at 10 o'clock and meet me at the front door, please. The third conversation would be, I'll be there at 10 o'clock at the front door, and you might want to park at such and such place, but be there a few minutes early because sometimes the parking gets filled up. So there's different styles of communication, and there's different styles of hearing, right? The short version of hearing, you only want to hear a few words, then you're done listening. Then there's the little bit closer, a few more words, and and you and then you listen only for those short little words. And then there's others that like to hear the story, they like to communicate that story and engage with that story. So learning that our friends or our partners or someone in there really doesn't like to communicate because they're short words, sometimes we can learn to put in little communications over a time frame. So, in other words, that if we're and stress about, are they going to be there? Aren't they going to be there? Who's going to be there on time? What's going to happen? Right? Communication can help with that. So, learning about how to communicate with people is a huge thing. And I'm going to tell you that a lot of us fall back on the communication we learned when we were kids, right? That's not always the better because of the fact that, many of us grew up in households where we screamed and yelled at each other. Well, how's that going to help? Or people who didn't talk, or many of us grew up in families that, somebody had like an alcohol problem, or somebody had a scenario that wasn't their better. And so we just learned to shut down instead of communicating. Things aren't always for the better, but they're not for the worse either. So learning, that's what life's about, is how can we learn to do a little different? Well, like I said, I'm in a learning curve right now and I'm going to try to do my better. I have the summer to practice a little bit differently so that when I go back to my daily job that I'm hopefully going to do better, right? Because that's all that the lessons are for, is to self-reflect so we can do better. And I'm a great communicator. Sometimes though, I forget to do the little communication. The little communication. Connect the dots, right? Connect the dots. Sometimes those dots don't always come smoothly, right? Because of the fact that, sometimes, let's say in a job, we feel like this supervisor deals with this and this supervisor deals with that, right? Well, part of the communication is that I learned, especially today, was communication to all. Because the fact that one hand does this, one hand does that, but then we need to come together and make a great group, right? So communicating is part of the network. Now that means though that we have to be vulnerable enough to say, um, um, okay, because we're not always in the better. So stressing out about life and dealing with life, sometimes it's like we don't know to do better. We're always doing something. Now, another thing that we stress out about is perfectionism. So, stressing out about perfectionism. Now, how many of us are perfectionists? Well, I'm not really necessarily a perfectionist. If you look around me, nothing is quite perfect. Even my blanket just got thrown over the chair the other day because I was kind of, it was just that moment that I threw it off and I've forgotten to go back and fold it up, right? So, perfectionism is not always my thing, but there's a lot of people that want to be perfect about it. And there is no such thing as perfectionism because the fact that we're going through life and managing our life, that the universe really is in control and it's not even perfect. So being aware that a lot of times we put stress on ourselves because of our own expectations, our own expectations. So being in that moment of what am I supposed to do, where am I supposed to go with this, that we're not always going to be, oh, what's the word, cohesive with what's around us. I would love to hear a little bit about who stresses out about what, because of the fact that sometimes I don't foresee what everybody stresses out about. So if I can get a conversation going here, I would love it. Knowing that we're all in the moment where it's like, I just want to be done with this. I just want to be done with this. I need a break. I need to be done with my life. But life isn't done with us. And I want you to know that it is worth going through a lot of these life lessons because of the fact that they better us. I know for me that me going through what I'm learning right now will make me a better person. Make me a better person. Help me be a better person. Show me how to be a better person, right? So being safe and being yourself, there's not going to be always be an easy way to negotiate life. And many of us, like I said, aren't good at communicate, even communicating with ourselves. Being strong and being and showing ourselves a way to negotiate. It's, how do I put it? We're all, are you feeling cooked and done? I know I am feeling cooked and done. And, with me going, having the summers off from one job, it just adds a little bit more negotiating into other jobs, right? That, we just all need a break, especially if we're dealing with other people. And if we're one of those people that likes to do something and be someone, that it puts that more pressure on. And I know a lot of us are starting to go into more and more gatherings because of people getting together more and more. Well, it's not always easy to go into group situations. I know a lot of us are empaths. A lot of us are vibrationally challenged by the energy around us. So I'm going to ask you to put a bubble of love around you. Put that bubble of love. If you're like, if you were a kid, and you're not obviously, but putting it into that perspective kind of helps us to give an image. Those balls that you can that you can blow up and you get in the inside of them and you bounce around, right? Well, if you put inside that bubble, you put divine love, angel love, If you have a belief in God, God's love. If you believe in your Messiah, your Messiah's love. Whoever you believe in, putting that bubble of love around you. So then when you're walking in love, right? Who does that help? You, what you're going through, and those around us and what they're going through. Being aware of where we're going and doing what we're doing, you know, many times if we can help ourselves go through those moments. Now, I'm going to tell you, when I walk into a room or walk into a school or walk into my next situation, I say the words kindly. I say the words kindly. Let me attune to the energies of the now. Let me be in alignment with everybody around me. Let me be the human that can walk forward through this knowing. And when I say something like that, it really helps me to be in the energies of what's going on. Now, if I'm walking, let's say, into a situation, let me attune to the energies of the room so I can be in alignment with that greater good. Going forward and doing what we're doing, life is not necessarily going to be impossible to do if we have the tools. And that's the thing I love to do, is help people get tools. Because tools of the metaphorical sense can help us negotiate our emotions and our day and the things we're going to be doing. So, understanding that taking a breath when we get stressed out, yes, sometimes we have time as we're typing, right? As soon as we're typing, take a deep breath, right? And then as we're going forward, remember that if somebody comes in and throws something at us, what can we have around us? That bubble love, right? So when things are thrown to us, it gives it a little bit of softness and understanding. Because I know today, when I was in a little bit of a stressful situation, didn't want to hear what I was going to have to be told, right? Who wants to be heard something that they don't want to be told? But with that bubble of love, it came through a little bit more softer, right? It came through with a little bit more understanding of, okay, I need to do better. I need to do better. So knowing that bubble of love is there to help you. Negotiating our story through our doings, that, you know, okay, that's their perspective. I get that. I'll help them with their perspective when I have time to help them with their perspective, right? So, as we're doing that, many a times taking that moment to say, you know what, can I get back to you in just 3 seconds? Let me do finish what I'm starting here so that I can get back to you, and I'll reach you back. So having good boundaries can help with a lot of those stressful moments. Going forward is not easy unless we're able to think about how can we negotiate myself and help others negotiate. We're all in the midst of being, in some form or fashion, tired of what we're doing, right? Stressed out about where we can go and what we can do. We have a lot of responsibilities on us too, many a times. I know that many of us have to deal with elderly parents, or estates that we needed to get through because of someone passing, or going through the grief process, which doesn't help us think very clearly by any means. So going through those stressful moments are not easy. And I want everyone to be kind. Now, remember that sometimes, having a glass of wine can help. I don't drink, I don't smoke because I can't. It doesn't agree with me. But at the same time, sometimes just relaxing for the moment. Now, since I don't smoke or drink, many times I sit down and I breathe for a minute, or if I can, take a walk through the grass, or I Or sometimes I have a music bowl here that I bong it and clear the energy sometimes, which I'm going to do when we're done with this, because we're all going through something. And no matter where we're at, what we're going to do, being love and kindness can help. So right now, I am feeling like a card needs to be pulled about stress. And I'm going to do the Wisdom of Avalon. I love these cards. So the Wisdom of Avalon. Wisdom of Avalon. So I'm going to ask them to talk about stress. I probably should have grabbed that card that almost wanted to fall out, but it wants to right now, and it's this one right here. The Lady of the Lake. Lady of the Lake. Absolute truth, courage, self-reflect, and responsibility. She's beautiful. And she's a number 8, so it's about infinity, right? As above, as below, right? So Lady of the Lake, talking about stress. Okay, so she would be number 8, and I'm going to read this the better than I can today. Lady of the Lake, absolute truth, courage, self-respect. And that's the thing when we're going through life and managing our life, self-respect is huge. Respect yourself for what you're going through and be honest about it. I'm going through a hard time and I'm coming out the other end, yet at the same time, it's not easy. So going through that self-respect. Okay. Lady of Lake represents the highest order of respect for yourself and the manner in which you operate within the world around you. She is the harshest element of truth, where denial is swept away by the tidal wave of events. Oh, denial. Denial is a tricky thing, isn't it? Denial about what we're doing. Oh, I don't want to deal with that. That's more stress too, doesn't it? She is the harshest element of truth, where denial is swept away by the tidal wave of events. In an ancient legend of Avalon, the Lady of Lake represents Merlin with a sword of truth, which has been claimed by Arthur, who became High King of Britain. The magic that welded in this metal was fired upon the will of gods and goddesses. Consequently, when the Lady of Lake appears, she demands nothing short of total truth and integrity. And she asks you to be mindful of all the signs, signals, and omens that present themselves to you. This is not the time to second guess. If a signal appears, be assured that a challenge has been presented. Moving forward, a challenge has been presented. Yes, communication for me has been challenged. It's my ticket to to get past go. If I can communicate better with those around me, the humans around me, then I have the ticket to go, right? This is not the time to second guess. If a signal appears, be assured that the challenge has been presented. Move forward without acknowledgement of the challenge will result in unnecessary difficulties. So, in other words, I see by the appearances of things repeating themselves to me, shows me that's my challenge. And that challenge can be done with grace and ease if I look at it as, oh, I'm here to understand this a little differently. I'm here to accept this experience as something I need to work on, right? Moving forward without acknowledgement of this challenge will result in unnecessary difficulties. Boy, if I didn't get that, I'd keep tripping myself up and I'd keep getting talked to, huh? If the signal is to move, she pushes you to act. Do so, for a victory is immediate. Regardless of your questions, The message is to take care when the Lady of Lake appears. As serious business is at stake, the lady reminds you of your personal responsibilities in shaping your own reality and its consequences. Wow, isn't that a statement? The Lady of Lake reminds you of your personal responsibilities in shaping your reality and its consequences. We all have a responsibility in the cause and effect of our own life, i.e., me communicating better will cause a better effect than what I was doing this last year, right? Seek the sword of truth within yourself, and great success will be yours. Have courage, for when the lady appears, the strength of Avalon is behind you in support of your quest for the wholeness and abundance. So with that as I read and I gave you examples of my life, I wanted to show you how it can appeal in your life, or what she was saying. There's some big statements here about how to work through your stress, how to negotiate through what life is trying to tell you, right? So being aware that there's awarenesses of love and the awarenesses of life, trust the process. It's not necessarily, I could have taken today very personally. I took it personal in the sense of examples of lessons to learn. Yet at the same time, I know that this is for the bigger picture of me doing better and helping others do better, right? Because me learning how to communicate will help others to learn to communicate better. Let wisdom be with you, and let wisdom go, and let the willingness of the challenges that come forth be with you. Okay, my dears, it is time that I would like to do some card readings. So, with that, would you like the dragon deck? This is my new deck. I love the dragons. Do you ever work with dragons? They are magnificent. They are part of the ley lines of this world. And wow, isn't that amazing? That card there is amazing. Wow. That's basically dragon, part of the universe. They're part of the greater good. So these are new to me, so I would be breaking them in. I don't know them very well. They haven't really, I haven't really been able to sit down with them yet, but they have been told me that they're willing to do this work with me. Oh, isn't that pretty? So dragons. So if you would like a dragon card, please put it in. Those on Instagram, if you're watching, please signal what you would like, because I would love to do a card reading for you. So all you have to do is hold intention and what the question would be, or what the intention would be. And then I pull a card and then read it for you. And 90% of the time, 99% of the time, it's the card for you. The other one would be Wisdom of Avalon, which is the card that I just pulled. I would love to do the Path of the Soul, which is basically just beautiful cards. The Path of the Soul. And what's another one that would like to... the unicorns. We'll do unicorns. We'll be kind of on the mystical side today. So if you'd like a card, please put in what you would like. So either the unicorns, I love that deck, the dragons, Wisdom of Avalon, or the dragon card, or Path of the Soul. I right now am going to, because I'm going to be doing this show just a little bit shorter today, just because I have something to do right away after this, and I wanted to get off to give myself time to do that. So today, let's see. Oh, you would like, Veronica, you would like a dragon. Okay, so let's put it out there. Thank you, Veronica, for putting out there what you would like. on Instagram, remember, you can do that. And if you're listening on YouTube, on Twitter, you can go to my YouTube channel, Natasha Venter, and you can listen, put in the comments there, because I will get those comments. Okay. So this is Veronica. I wanted to shuffle them a couple times to get them a little bit more awake. Okay, so put out your intention there, Veronica. I feel it coming in. Oh, did you see that card almost jump out? So this one here is peace. Peace. Isn't that beautiful? Peace. Wow. Beautiful card. Okay, so with this, let's see, peace. And it looks like it's a 5. They use the Roman numerals in this one, so 5. Good thing I know Roman numerals. Peace. Allow me to put together your scattered energies. Wow. Let me put together your scattered energies. Wouldn't that be amazing if dragons are amazing? This beautiful and gentle dragon encourages us to be kind to ourselves. We frequently push ourselves too hard in our lives, whether this is at work or at home. We forget who we truly are and can miss the beauty in life as we become self-absorbed. I would say that your life is just busy, my dear. This dragon's energy guides us to an inner tranquility, helping us to feel and trust that everything is fine. Finally, we begin to see and understand the beauty and the lessons in all things. Although incredibly powerful, this tranquil dragon brings the energy of gentle bliss, like the early morning summer sun, giving us a sense of completeness we previously lacked. She has come to you today. Her message is this: allow me to pull together your scattered energies so that you can feel the sense of peace. Your peace of peace enter your soul. Okay, let me reread that. I apologize. Allow me to pull together your scattered energies so that you can feel a sense of peace enter your soul. Every situation has a legacy, but alas, it can take a little time to appreciate or understand this fully. Let my presence help release any negative feelings, for you are truly a creator and our immediate power. By allowing peace to enter our lives, we enable our very beings to carry more light. We become beacons for others to follow, but in order to do this effectively, we must release our need to control. If life has been dull or you are feeling generally out of sorts, call upon peace to lift your blues. She will support you by showing you the beauty of life and helping you to celebrate your experiences here on earth. But remember, you can only do this if you relinquish your need for control. When you do so, you will feel lighter, brighter, and more connected to the universe. I hope that helped. Pretty powerful there, Veronica, because I feel like that you are what you're going through. I know you personally a little bit here, and so what you're going through, that bringing peace in by a beautiful, beautiful loved one. Isn't she? Can you just picture her wings hugging you and bringing peace to you? Allow that to be. Allow that to be. Allow that to be. Letting peace come to you, Veronica. Is there anybody else who would like a card reading? I know that it so did help. Thank you. You're more than welcome, Veronica. I know that those little moments of support can really help you in the moments where you're at. So if anybody else who would like a card reading, I would love to do that. So it's the dragons today. New deck of mine. Loving it. Wisdom of Avalon and the unicorns and the path of the soul. So if you'd like a card reading, I would love to support you there. I am going to do one I'm having a feeling that I am to do one for everyone. Not on the conversation we had earlier, but just a card. Oh, I'm hearing a dragon for the ones that for just life. Okay, so clear my deck here. Message for all. Message for all. I feel like there's somebody out there that needs to hear something from a dragon. Dragon energy. Oh my gosh. Such love they are. But they are willing to stand up and say, not in my house, too. But Veronica, remember that her love to be around you. Okay, card for somebody. Card, universal card. And I am feeling, as I keep looking, and this one is so this one here is Merlin the dragon. Merlin. Oh, look at this one. Merlin the dragon. Merlin the dragon. Powerful. Trying to get the one on my camera on my cell because my cell phone gets it good, but the one here on the computer, it's hard to see sometimes. So basically a dragon over a cauldron brewing up a magical moment with black intensity. That face, intensity. Great intensity, right? Great intensity. So 21. Excuse me. 21. Two X's and a 1, so that's 21. Merlin. Continue your journey discovering what you need to learn, understand, and own. I guess we're all going through some learning experiences, huh? Continue your journey discovering what you need to learn, understand, and own. Merlin the dragon, to give him his full name, is the incredibly large and sage old dragon whose message is one of teaching and learning. Wow. Yes, old. That looks almost like my elder, the dragon, who helps me out. One of my guides almost looks like that. If he has found your way into your reading today, that his message is this: not all things are as they seem. Some are images being reflected back to you in order for you to understand discernment and learn the lessons of self-trust. Only once you have done this will you discover how to stand on your own power and own your own true and who you truly are. The Grand Master Dragons are able to shapeshift between their dragon and human or angelic form. in which he adopts. Merlin is the teacher of the teachers, so heed his wise counsel. You are unable to teach others until you fully understand the lessons yourself. Once you have mastered these, you are in a position to clarity and ownership and can share your wisdom with integrity and power. Until then, hold your tongue and continue your journey, discovering what you need to learn, understanding, and own. Only then will you be in the place of authority to share your knowledge with others. If you notice that owls keep crossing your path, know that Merlin is around you and willing to share his influences and wisdoms with you and show you what you need to learn. He will stretch you and offer answer questions with another question, encouraging you to seek answers within. He is not an easy grandmaster to work with, but he will guide you. Wow, Merlin. Merlin. Great teacher, isn't he? Great teacher. Well, I hope that you, in your journey of life, can work with the energies around you because of the fact that if you do put that bubble around of love around you, like I was talking about, it's like that big bubble that you can walk in with air, and you put all that full of love of who you believe in. Could be even a color of pink if you don't believe in anything. It's okay. But putting that around you, that can really help buffer what we're going through. Plus, isn't it nice to get a hug of love? May wisdom be with you. And if nobody else is looking for a card reading, I think I'm going to call this short today because the fact that life is around me today and I have an agenda that I am wanting to accomplish. Did you hear me? Want to accomplish instead of it accomplishing me. So shifting the stressful moment, right? Blessings to you on this journey, and may love be with you because the angels are here to help you. Love is here to help you. And if you want to change your life, I am going to be doing a feng shui class coming up June 23rd. It is free, by the way. All you have to do is email me at natasha@angelicclarifications.com to get on the Zoom list. Because of the fact that I would love to support you and inspire you because feng shui can change your world. Also, I'm also going to work on house clearings too. So there's a kind of a dual thing in the hour and a half class. So it's the 23rd, I think it's a Thursday at 6:30. Blessings to you on this journey, and know that no matter where you're at, love is here for you. 6:30 to, I think, 6:30 to hour and a half. So 6:30 to 8 o'clock. Okay, love be with you. And if somebody is in a different time frame and need it to be different, I can teach 2 classes. I would do that for you. Blessings to you. Bye now. Oh, please like and share and subscribe to the station that you're on. Blessings.